Hey, Bill Shaka here. Welcome to another edition of Crush Your Company's Quota. This particular YouTube channel is designed for sales managers, directors of sales, chief marketing officers, executive vice presidents of sales, anybody that has something to do with the sales force. And I spend a lot of time talking about how to coach salespeople into higher levels of production. That's probably over 50% of what I'll be doing in this channel. And I have a kind of an interesting technique to coach your salespeople. I like to call this the 5-second coaching session. And here's the way it works. Look, every salesperson is going to have times in their career when things don't work out. You know, that sale that was almost banked, you basically, all you had to do was go back to the client and say, press hard, you're making 3 copies. But for some reason it goes south. We've all had that occur. The salesperson comes back. Oh, pardon the wind, folks. I hope it's not going to destroy the integrity of the audio. The salesperson comes back to the office, all bent out of shape, and your job is to coach them. Now, obviously, you want to find out what happened, what went right, what went wrong, what they can do to make sure this doesn't happen. But you know what? Sometimes stuff just happens. Sometimes, for some reason, a competitor could have walked in at the 11th hour, wooed them, and that was it. Sometimes, you know, for all you know, the person was going home at night and their brother-in-law called and said, hey, I got a new job, here's what I'm selling. And it just so happened it's the product that you were trying to sell. And obviously they have to go with their brother-in-law. You know, you just don't know what's going to happen. Your salesperson comes back and they're all upset. One of the first things you have to do after you've assessed the situation is you got to break the salesperson out of that downward cycle. Because you don't want them going into their next sales call saying, you don't want to buy anything, do you? That's the kiss of death. So they've got to come back. They've got to be resilient. Most salespeople have a natural tendency toward resilience. But as a good sales manager or individual that has salespeople reporting to them, you can assist this process. And here's how. In a conversational way, remind them about a big sale that they had. And have them discuss it. Bring it to top of mind. Bring it to a logical level. But then ask them, how'd you feel when that sale occurred? And get deep into the emotion. Ask them a second level question. How did that make you feel? How did that make you feel when you went home? How did that make you feel at the sales meeting when you got handed that special check, or the senior vice president of marketing came in to congratulate you during the sales meeting? How did that make you feel? Now stop. And then ask them this. Hey, while we were discussing this, and I was asking you how you were feeling, for 5 seconds, how did you feel? You're going to say, great, excellent. I want you to feel that way now for 10 seconds. And ask them the question, how did it feel when, and just keep going into that same situation. At the end of it, say, how did you feel for the last 10 seconds? They're going to say, great. Now, if they did it for 5 seconds, they can do it for 10 seconds. If they do it for 10 seconds, they can do it for 30 seconds. If they do it for 30 seconds, they can do it for a minute. Here's the point. You can psych yourself in to a negative sales funk, and you can psych yourself out of that same funk by doing what the airline pilot does. If you have ever flown a single prop plane, you know that when you see thunderclouds ahead, you ain't going through those suckers. I mean, this is not a 747 jumbo jet you're in. So you're going to make a 180 and go back to sunshine. It's exactly what you're doing here with your salespeople. You're having them make a mental 180. They are going back to sunshine. And if they did it for a few seconds, they could do it for a few more seconds. And the end result is that you have helped them out of this situation of feeling the funk of having that sale not occur. And now they're at least ready, so that when the next sales opportunity approaches, they're going to go into it happy. They're going to go into it optimistically. They're going to go into it positively. And if you think about it, ladies and gentlemen, isn't that your real job as a sales manager? Isn't your real job to coach your salespeople through those issues and those problems. Those, I kind of like to call them the flotsam and the jetsam of that sales river that everybody goes through. The end result is you may have saved a future sale by coaching them through this process now. That's pretty positive. It's pretty powerful. You've helped that individual reverse a downward trajectory by asking a few simple questions based first on logic, then based on emotion. First the head, then the heart. Once they get the head and the heart combined, and you've got this beautiful linkage occur between the head and the heart, between the logic and the emotion. Now they're feeling good, and they can take that and move it forward. Next logical step in the coaching process, get them to do this themselves. You are not always going to be there for them at the right moment. As you do that, now they become self-actualized individuals who have the ability to bob and weave through that flotsam and jetsam on their own. You are now not just creating a great salesperson, you are creating a future sales manager. Hey, congratulations on the development of the mini-me. Keep it going. Bill Shaka, thanking you for your time. Looking forward to seeing you in the next edition of Crush Your Company's Quota.